Today's lesson is lesson 105-2, which is on identifying perpendicular lines and line segments. So remember, you would have learned about parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that never meet, okay? So I can draw them and they will never cross each other no matter how far I draw this line. They will never ever cross each other. Okay? That's parallel. If a line is not parallel, then it is called an intersecting lines. If they intersect, that means they cross each other or meet. Here I have some examples of intersecting lines and line segments. Now if you notice, the intersecting lines in this row are different from the ones in this bottom row. Okay. They have a special name for the intersecting lines in this bottom row, and they are called perpendicular lines. And they're called that because they look like they are the sides of a rectangle. Okay. If I wanted to continue this, you would see how I can build a rectangle off of any of these lines. Okay. That's because the lines are perpendicular to each other, which means they meet at a 90-degree angle. Okay. So, I have these letters that we worked with before with working with parallel letters. So now we're going to find all of the perpendicular line segments in the capital letters. Okay. So one letter that has a perpendicular line is E. If you notice E, we have a perpendicular line segment right here. Okay. So we know that E has a perpendicular line segment. So does F. H does. Okay, so we've got the lines meet each other in perpendicular. I does. K does not, but L does, T, and that's it. Those are all the letters that have perpendicular line segments. Now down here I've made a Venn diagram to sort the letters into groups. Okay, so we're going to put all the letters that are perpendicular on one side, parallel on the other, and of course in the middle will be the ones that have both perpendicular and parallel lines. Okay. So if you look, you can see that E, F, and I, and H all have perpendicular and parallel line segments. So I'm going to write them in this middle part. E, F, H, and I. That means L and T only have perpendicular lines. So I'm going to put them here on this side, L and T. Okay. Now if we look at the letters M, N, W, and Z, all those ones have parallel line segments. But they do not have perpendicular line segments. So they go into this circle on the left. M, N, W, and Z. Okay. All the other letters do not have perpendicular segments or parallel segments. So on this drawing here, we have these different streets. And let's say that each street is called by the color the line is. So this would be like Brown Street. This one would be Orange Street. If I could spell orange, there we go. Purple Street and Blue Street. So these streets all intersect with other street names. Okay. So remember, the place where streets intersect or cross over each other is where they cross over each other. So we have an intersection here, 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 and here. Okay. So the intersection of the purple street and the brown street would be this place here. The intersection between purple and orange would be this one, because where purple and orange meet. The intersection between brown and orange would be over here. Now, are there any streets that are parallel to each other? That means they'll never touch. And yes, there are. Both blue and the purple street are parallel. Those two streets will never cross each other or intersect with each other. Okay. Are there any streets that are perpendicular? Let's look. Yep, here's one. So purple, so the ones that are perpendicular, get that spelled correctly. Perpendicular streets would be purple and brown or blue and brown. Okay, and that's it for this lesson. Good luck on your work.